Born to Marvel's first family, hunted by gods, feared by universes, Franklin Richards isn't just a child, he's a god in waiting. Few names in Marvel lore strike awe quite like Franklin Richards. He may look like any other kid, but his imagination can birth galaxies, and his dreams can reshape destiny. And now, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is cracking open the cosmic door. In the post-credits scene of the new Fantastic Four film, we meet a boy. Young, unassuming, curious. Franklin. It's not just a tease. It's a warning. Because that boy may one day hold the power to rewrite realities, destroy universes, and birth entirely new ones. On a whim. A child who could bend the multiverse itself to his imagination. So who is Franklin Richards? And how did a child become one of the most feared and beloved forces in all existence? Let's begin where all legends do. At birth. Franklin Benjamin Richards was born in Fantastic Four Annual Number 6 in 1968. A moment as dramatic in fiction as it was historic in comics. His birth nearly killed his mother, Sue Storm, due to complications from her own cosmic radiation-altered DNA. To save her, the team had to journey into the negative zone and steal an energy source from Annihilus himself. Named after Sue's late father, Franklin Storm, the boy was raised in the Baxter Building with a genius for a father, a shield maiden for a mother, and chaos constantly knocking at the front door. From day one, Franklin wasn't just a child of superheroes. He was born at the crossroads of science and destiny. Even before he could speak, Franklin was manifesting powers beyond comprehension. Portals to other dimensions. Nightmares that bled into reality. A toddler with cosmic tantrums. And this was just the beginning. But Franklin wasn't merely dreaming of other worlds. He was already bending reality around them. A child shaping existence like wet clay, without even trying. And if that's what he could do by accident, imagine what he's capable of when he truly learns to focus. His powers aren't just impressive, they're terrifying. Which brings us to the question we have to ask. What exactly can Franklin Richards do? Franklin Richards isn't just an Omega-level mutant. He's the standard by which the term should be defined. Omega-level mutants are those whose dominant power has no definable upper limit. Jean Grey, when bonded with the Phoenix Force, can burn through stars and rewrite minds. Storm has demonstrated weather control on a planetary scale, once halting ecological catastrophe across the globe. Franklin, however, doesn't just operate within those extremes. He defines the ceiling. His powers are vast, often unfathomable, and at times unstable. Calling him powerful is like calling the sun warm. Here's a breakdown of the full extent of his abilities. Reality manipulation. Franklin can warp, rewrite, and recreate reality at will. He can make thoughts tangible, wishes real, and reshape matter and energy on a cosmic scale. In Heroes Reborn, The Return, Franklin created an entirely separate universe to house the souls of presumed dead heroes. Later, in Secret Wars, he helped rebuild the multiverse alongside Reed Richards and Molecule Man. Energy manipulation. Franklin can manipulate, absorb, and project energy in staggering amounts. He was shown generating enough energy to reignite dying stars. In Fantastic Four number 604, an adult Franklin displays the power to annihilate celestials with pure force of will. Molecular and matter reconstruction. He can disassemble and reconstruct matter at a subatomic level. In Fantastic Four number 245, Franklin casually reshapes objects around him without speaking a word. Chronokinesis, time manipulation. Franklin has demonstrated the ability to access past and future selves, as seen in Days of Future Present, where adult and child versions coexist and act independently. He perceives and interacts with time as a flexible dimension. Psionics, telepathy, and telekinesis. Franklin has used telepathy to communicate across multiverses and has resisted mind control from powerful psychics. In Fantastic Four number 400, he searches and finds the Watcher telepathically, averting a universal catastrophe. His telekinesis is equally potent. He has crushed advanced war machines mid-air, suspended collapsing structures, and disassembled energy constructs atom by atom, all without lifting a finger. Dream manifestation. As a child, Franklin's dreams could reshape the fabric of reality itself. In Fantastic Four number 150, he subconsciously created a pocket universe while asleep, one of the earliest signs of his cosmic potential. Immortality and longevity. Future versions of Franklin are nearly ageless. In Fantastic Four number 604, Franklin and Galactus stand as the last defenders of the universe against the Celestials, having survived for eons. Cosmic awareness. In Fantastic Four, number 574 and others, Franklin shows signs of omniversal perception, sensing the structure, danger, and fluctuation of multiversal realities. Flight. Franklin has demonstrated flight through sheer energy propulsion, particularly in his adult forms. In Fantastic Four number 604, he travels across vast galactic distances, unaided, engaging in aerial combat against cosmic threats alongside Galactus. Resurrection. He has resurrected Galactus in Fantastic Four number 604, reviving a cosmic entity through sheer force of will. Suppression, unconscious, activation. For much of his early life, Franklin's powers were suppressed, either artificially by Reed or subconsciously. Yet even under suppression, events like Onslaught and Heroes Reborn prove his dormant powers still acted on a universal scale. Franklin Richards is not just the child of superheroes. He is a living cosmic anomaly, a walking fulcrum of creation and possibility. And yet, despite all this, he's still just a boy, caught between childhood innocence and godlike consequence. Which brings us to the stories that shaped him, the defining arcs where Franklin's powers, choices, and legacy reshaped not just his world, but the Marvel Universe itself. Franklin Richards isn't just powerful, he's pivotal. His major arcs aren't just epic in scale, they rewrite the Marvel Universe as we know it. Heroes Reborn, 1996. Following the battle with Onslaught, Earth's greatest heroes are presumed dead. In truth, Franklin creates an entire pocket universe to house them, unknowingly becoming their god. The entire world fits inside a small glowing ball he carries like a toy, creation in the hands of a child. Days of Future Present. A future version of Franklin, known as Psy-Lord, returns to the present, triggering a time crisis that forces the Fantastic Four and X-Men to reckon with his growing cosmic influence. It's the first time we see multiple Franklins across time, coexisting in chaos. Future Foundation. Under Reed's guidance, Franklin joins the Future Foundation, a think tank for the brightest minds. But it's not Reed who becomes his mentor, it's Galactus. In one of Marvel's most mind-bending arcs, the Devourer of Worlds becomes Franklin's herald, not his enemy, his student. Fantastic Four. X-Men, Franklin's Identity Crisis, 2018 to 2020. After years of building universes, Franklin appears to burn out. But the truth is more complex. He subconsciously altered his own genes, memories, and powers to make it seem as if he had depleted his abilities through overuse. This self-imposed illusion not only convinced others he was powerless, but also prevented Krakoa's gates from recognizing him as a mutant. Now presenting himself as a human mutate like his parents, Franklin can access his powers and memories only one day per year, and chooses not to remove the limit so he can live a normal teenage life. These stories aren't just about power, they're about identity, loss, belonging, and the eternal question: what happens when the most powerful being in existence is still just trying to find out who he is? Next, what does Franklin Richards mean to Marvel? Beyond powers and stories, what does he symbolize? Franklin Richards is Marvel's embodiment of limitless potential and limitless uncertainty. He's a cosmic force with a child's conscience, a creator who hasn't yet chosen what kind of reality he wants to build. He symbolizes the question at the heart of every power fantasy. What if the most powerful being in existence still felt powerless inside? He's not a villain, a savior, or a weapon. He's possibility incarnate. Franklin is the metaphor for unrealized brilliance, for the gifted child burdened by expectation, and for the lonely miracle navigating a world too small to contain him. When Marvel gave a boy the power to rewrite reality, they weren't just raising the stakes, they were asking a deeper question. What if the next god was still figuring out who they are? He embodies the question: what happens when unimaginable power meets childhood vulnerability? Raised by heroes, but capable of remaking existence, Franklin represents the burden of genius, the struggle for identity, and the cost of legacy. In Franklin, Marvel doesn't just explore power, it explores what it means to grow up when your very existence can reshape the universe. Franklin Richards isn't just a cosmic anomaly, he's Marvel's ultimate question mark. A god growing up in the skin of a teenager, a boy who could end everything with a thought, but dreams instead. With the MCU teasing his arrival, the next era of Marvel storytelling might just rest in his hands. Let us know who you'd like us to cover next in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the stories behind the powers. And remember, the most dangerous power isn't the one that rages, it's the one still deciding whether to act at all.